So wait, the next map might not have snow in it this time, and Takeo might have a huge importance in it? Does Treyarch watch my channel? Because I feel like this next map might be everything I've ever wanted. Let's talk about it. So for those of you who have been living under a rock for a bit, a long time ago, this was discovered back on Shadows of Evil. I'm pretty sure Mr. Rafflewaffles or Milo was the first one to discover this, so I'm gonna give him all the credit here. Anyways though, bits of paper all over the map made this image. And what's on this image, you may ask? Well, a bunch of things actually. But for now, let's just talk about the coordinates. Yeah, the coordinates. There's 4 different sets of coordinates here. One set leads us to Austria, the main vicinity of Der Eisendrache. Another leads us to Stalingrad in Russia. Another leads us to Silesia in Poland, which is where Doris is located. And finally, one set of coordinates leads us to a small island in the South Pacific, known as Pohnpei. No, not Pohnpei with an M, Pohnpei with an N. It's different. Now in today's video, we're going to be mainly looking at this island because quite frankly, this is most likely where DLC 2 is located. Out of the 4 coordinate locations, we've now had 2 as maps, counting the Giant and Der Eisendrache, which means DLC 2 and DLC 3 are most likely going to be the other 2. Personally, I think DLC 2 takes place here, in the South Pacific, and judging by the clues Treyarch has left us, this map should most likely revolve around Takeo as well. But let's start off talking about the clues. There's been so many hinting at this location. Just take this flag semaphore cipher that was solved by my good friend Action Pack. When decoded, the message states as follows. After the success at the Rising Sun facility, Division 9 is moving with Phase 2. The island facility is now operational, and initial testing is underway. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this just screams DLC 2 at me. But what's that? You want more? Alright then. How about this radio from Shadows of Evil?
Hey, Mr. Rat. So I tracked down all the people you asked me to look into. I sent you a telegram with all their details, all their contact numbers. But I gotta be honest, I'm getting nervous. These last 6 months you've had me working like a low-rent private dick. When really, I just want to be a reporter. It's not that I'm ungrateful. I know the checks you've given me have been more than generous for services rendered. It's just all this stuff you've had me do. Tracking down ancient artifacts in the South Pacific, finding all these strange metals and rocks in Russia. And still, I haven't even met you face to face.
Yeah, you heard that right. The reporter mentioned both the South Pacific and Russia, and more specifically, hunting down ancient artifacts in the South Pacific. This is not a coincidence. Treyarch wants us to figure out where the next maps take place, and they want us to also research the historical background of these places. So, what's so special about this place? Why would Treyarch take us to an exotic location like this? Well, you see, Pohnpei isn't the main focus of this next map. It's what's next to it that's important. There's this ruined city called Na Madal that sits adjacent to the island. This place was literally built on the water, linking multiple different artificial islands together with canals and stone walls at its core. And just overall, this gives me a really huge Shangri-La vibe, which is awesome. Because, well, Shangri-La is my favorite map, you guys all know this. At this point, all this stuff may seem far-fetched a little, with not a lot of evidence for this non-Madal place. However, when looking deeper, it's easy to see where Treyarch is going with this. You remember good old Shadows of Evil, all the Cthulhu references, heavily inspired by the work of H.P. Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu story? Well, guess what? It just so happens that this wonderful man also used the location of Na Madal itself, of all things, as inspiration for his city called Raleigh, or Raleigh. I honestly don't know how to pronounce it, guys. But anyways, this place and his story is a sunken city in the South Pacific, and it's otherwise known as the house or prison of Cthulhu himself. Whoa. Take this quote for example. The nightmare corpse city of Raleigh was built in measureless eons behind history by the vast loathsome shapes that seeped down from the dark stars. There lay great Cthulhu and his hordes, hidden in green, slimy vaults. Okay, that's pretty creepy, not gonna lie. Or how about this chant by the worshippers of Cthulhu? In his house at Raleigh, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming. Judging from the amount of inspiration Black Ops 3 has with elements of Cthulhu, it's a pretty safe bet that our next map takes place in this location. What's also very interesting is that this city of R'lyeh is noted to be at the Pacific Pole of inaccessibility, a point in the ocean farthest from any landmass. Talk about exotic. Maybe we'll finally not see snow for once. But anyways, all in all, this looks to be like our next map, guys. And if Treyarch once again makes one of our original characters the main focus here, it's gotta be Takeo. Take this recently discovered translation found on Horizon Track, which was also found by Milo as well. In these letters, Takeo is acting as a spy against both Group 935 and an interesting new group called Division 9. He says he's landed on an island. Very interesting. I won't go too in depth on this whole message in today's video, however do note that the word island keeps being hinted at in Horizon Track. It's a safe bet to make that that's where we're going next. A new island facility built upon the ancient grounds of a sunken city surrounded by the nightmarish forces of an ancient evil. Is this Atlantis? No, we've already had Atlantis. This, my friends, is something much creepier, and it may actually tie in with Shangri-La in a far bigger way. We'll save that for another time though. This has been JC. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's zombie analysis. Be sure to discuss in the comments below what you guys think about all this, and you just might be put in the next things people say. Thank you guys so much for over 7,400 subscribers, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one.